N6KRQ, your net control operator for the River City Arc Slow Scan TV Net. This net serves for training and practice in image transmission modes and meets Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. on the N6NA repeater on 441.3 megahertz. River City Arc's members and all licensed radio amateurs are welcome to participate. If you wish to join the net or need to make a call at any time, please announce your call sign between transmissions and net control will acknowledge you. If an emergency should arise and you need the repeater, please contact the net control by saying break, break. A double break signifies emergency traffic. The net will stand by for you until the emergency is terminated or the traffic is moved to another frequency. Stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with their full call sign using the recognized ITU phonetic alphabet and their name. I will recognize each station before continuing. Any station who wishes to check in to the net, please come now.
Foxtrot 6 Alpha Golf Mike, Ken in Woodland.
And how about N6YG, George and Lincoln?
All right, I have two. I have Ken in Lincoln. He is KF6AGM, and I have George. George is in Lincoln. Ken is in Woodland. George is in Lincoln, and he's N6YG. Welcome, gents. Good to have you. Anybody else?
November 6, Papa Golf, Quebec, Bob in Northmost, Roseville.
Kilo Papa 4 Mike Delta Carol, Citrus Heights.
All right, I got Bob in Northmost Roseville, N6PGQ, and I got Carol, KP4MD. Good to have you back, Carol, and we have our YouTube feed tonight. Anybody else would like to come along? Okay, a little bit, not quite as light of a start we had last week, but maybe we'll pick somebody else up as we go along. So we're going to start first. Ken checked in first, so if Ken is ready, you may go ahead, Ken. It's all yours.
Hey, I'm having a little bit of trouble. I've got the picture ready to load, but the template with my call sign is not shown correctly. You can move on to the next one. I'll be ready for the next one.
Or I'll get you the next one. That's going to bring up George, N6YG. I'm pretty sure he's ready. If you are, George, you can go ahead and fire away.
Well, barely ready. All right, I think I have it. Let's see. I think we're all set up. I'm going to send a tone real quick. N6YG. And how was that tone? I turned my monitor off. Let's try that again. How was the tone?
No, great tone. You're ready to go. the mellifluous tones of Martin 1. That picture came through real good here. You know, at first, when I was about halfway through, I thought there were ore buckets coming off a mine, but now it looks like it's near the coast, so I am puzzled. This is an interesting picture. We're going to go to the top for comments to Ken, KF6AGM. Ken, did you get this picture?
Affirmative. This is kind of an interesting one. It's a sunset. Looks like some sort of monorail transport system. Maybe some snow or kind of a lot of reflection on it. I'm not sure if it's snow or if it's water.
Right, your guess is as good as mine. Let's go to Bob in Northmost Roseville, N6PGQ.
Well, I thought this was a set for an Indiana Jones movie. Those look like, I don't know, look like ore carts. They are riding along on a cable, and you have a very nice sunset in the back, and picture quality is absolutely wonderful. You could hear the pixel pops and count them. There probably weren't more than 20 in the whole transmission. I don't think that we're looking at snow, but I don't know. We will find out. But it's a very interesting picture. I like the sunrise or sunset over there. N6PGQ.
All right, Bob, thank you. Obviously as curious as me. I can't wait. Let's go to Carol before we go to George and his picture. So, Carol, KP4MD, what do you think?
Yeah, I can't say for sure. I'm just gonna say what you can see on what you can see on YouTube is what I received. The colors are nice and saturated. It's a pretty good resolution picture for Martin 1, and I don't know. It looks like there's water going off the edge of a surface there. I don't know. Is that somewhere near a dam or something? But you could see what looks like it could be a sunset there in the distance, and a silhouette there of some cables with some cars carrying something. I have no idea what that is. Back over to you, KP4MD.
All right, thank you, Carol. This is Bill K6KRQ. Definitely an interesting picture, George. Why don't you give us the 411 on it?
This is, hold on. Turn off my monitor. This is Svalbard Island. And this is the Russian mining operation that started in the 60s. Absolutely amazing. If you zoom into some Google Earth images, you'll see the remnants of this amazing infrastructure they had in place. And I'm absolutely amazed as I look at these images and research this and what took place out there. And they had a huge mining operation out there on Svalbard, and this is part of it. So these are ore carts. Someone who had mentioned that's exactly what they are. And I'm surprised there's not a polar bear underneath there. I guess I looked at this and I said, well, you know what? If you were in trouble, this would be a place to go. I mean, you can get up there, and polar bears might not be able to get to the top of one of these things. And it was very interesting as I was doing a bit of research on this and watching the videos of people having to ride today snowmobiles between these various villages in Svalbard. And I'm thinking, you know what, you need to have a couple people go with you, because, man, if that thing broke down, and, well, it's only like 15 miles between the cities, but when a snowmobile breaks down and you're 10 miles outside of your city, you become part of the food chain. And so I look at these images. It's just amazing. I absolutely love this stuff. So anyways, back to net, N6YG.
Yeah, you're part of the food chain, but you're not the apex predator, that's for sure. Hey, is this, we were talking about this polar area a few weeks ago. Is that the same island that used to be called Spitsbergen, right?
Roger, QSL.
All right, excellent. Cool picture, dude. I had no idea that they had mining ops like up there. So that does bear further investigation. So, and has been duly noted. So thanks for that, George. A good one. Let's go do a U-turn back and see how Ken's doing, if he's ready to go. Ken's KF6AGM, and he is in Woodland. How about it, Ken? You got everything squared away?
Oh, it'll have to do for now. It's not perfect, but at least it's ready to go.
All right, let it rip.
Got it.
Right, very good, not bad. Hey, George, you know what? Last week you weren't here. I noticed on this one, I think it was Ken's, these like spectrographic looking like pixel pops on it. And I think some of the others found that quite interesting. But, well, as a matter of fact, we're going to go to you first for comment on this picture. So go ahead and tell us what you think.
Did you send that to me?
I sent a comment over to you.
Okay, so I apologize. I had stepped away just for a second, and the image came over great. I've got some pixel pops here and there, but I'm looking down the center of a street, and some looks like Christmas decorations. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. What is going down this thing? It's not railroad tracks, so this has got me kind of somewhat confused. There's no Christmas decorations. This is Amsterdam, is it? I don't see any red lights, so I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm looking at. But the picture came over great, and it came over from KF6AGM Alpha Gulf Mike. So I'm going to send it back to Net N6YG.
Thanks, George. You might not have heard if you stepped away, like the pixel pops on this one. You weren't with us last week, but we saw this last week. They looked like spectrographs, so they were kind of strange from what we normally see on pixel pops. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
No, not at this point I don't. But I will pay a little more attention and see what I can give you.
All right, good enough. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ. What do you got to say about this, Bob?
Well, I don't know. It's, obviously Christmas season, and in a narrow alleyway, or it used to be an old street, but no longer used for vehicles. Quite a few pixel pops, but not obnoxious. I don't know. Be interesting to see where this is in 6PGQ.
Thank you, Bob. Let's bring it over to Carol, KP4MD. See how Carol got this. Go ahead, Carol.
Well, you can see what I see there on YouTube, and that's a really nice picture of a. It looks like a street there with Christmas lights going way down into the distance, and looks like a whitish covering on the sidewalks there. I wonder if that's snow. It's a quaint little uh, view at nighttime, uh, and don't know what else to say. We do have about a couple dozen pixel pops there. Over to you, KP4MD.
All right, thank you, Carol. This is Bill K6KRQ. From past history, I'm going to say that this is Christmas abroad on one of Ken's trips, but that's all I can guess about it. So we're going to go to him and have him tell us about it. Go ahead, Ken.
All right, Bill, that is a continuation from last week, and Carol, sorry you missed the couple pictures that I had, but this is related to my trip to Italy back in 2009. So what you are looking at is, I don't think it's railroad tracks, it's just like an alleyway, it's like a shopping mall. Church is close by, and I was very impressed with the hanging of the stars and the lights, and that was taken on the evening of Christmas Day.
All right, very good. Good picture and a good trip, I'm sure. This is Bill K6KRQ, Wednesday Slow Scan TV Net. I'm going to take a moment here to see if anybody has come along and would like to check in. If so, please come now. I thought sometimes I pick up Joel, but I guess not tonight. Let's go to Northmost Roseville. That's Bob, N6PGQ, and see what he has for us tonight. If you're ready, Bob, you may go right ahead.
Okay, well, hopefully the hybrid computer is up and running. This should be PD120 and 6PGQ.
that was Custom Deluxe Reception here. Outstanding. Very good picture. We're going to go to the top to Ken, KF6 AGM, for first comment. Go ahead, Ken.
I gotta say, I guess somebody's I guess maybe we'll have a lot of everybody, almost everybody having some sort of Christmas after all it is next week, but looks like it's Christmas decoration stuffed, I presume like half dog, half reindeer, and it's like some sort of plate, decorative plate sitting on a desk about to you build in the net.
Thank you, Ken. Let's take it to George. I'm willing to bet George got it as good as I did. Go ahead, George.
Trying to figure out if that's a green bullwinkle. But the picture came over absolutely amazing. There's like hardly any pixel pops. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. It's a green bullwinkle.
I like the green bullwinkle idea. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD. Are you there, Carol?
Yeah, really nice picture. I believe probably gets supposed to be a reindeer or something. Back over to you, KP4MD.
All right, thank you, Carol. This is Bill K6KRQ. Like I said, it's a great picture. I like the green bullwinkle, but I'm kind of interested in what's behind it. It looks like some kind of a, I don't know, metal plate or a serving bowl or something with either embroidery or needle point in it, and it looks like maybe a thistle in the center. But we're going to find out right now because I'm turning it over to Bob, N6PGQ, to tell us about his picture. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, we're way, way, way behind getting our house decorated. And so we opened up a box, and there's this little green reindeer that my wife put into one of her red glass pieces that she collects. And that's just a plate in the back, and that's all decoration on a solid plate. So it doesn't really matter. So here comes the groaner question of the evening. How many reindeer did Santa have?
I can't venture a guess. Can anybody else before we groan?
F6 ATM, I think it's 7.
All right, there was a guess of 7, Bob. Go ahead and let the groaning begin.
Okay, according to the original story, there's 8 tiny reindeer. Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, and Donder and Vixen. Those are the original 8 tiny reindeer that pulled Santa's sleigh. Then in 1939, they did the story of Rudolph and added that. So it comes out to 10, but there's actually 11 reindeer. The 11th reindeer named Olive. Okay, somebody's supposed to say, I never heard of Olive.
I was trying to think how to address that. I have never heard of Olive or that amount.
Okay, well, you've heard it, because all of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names.
Groan.
Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. That's like well received, and so that just goes to show anybody listening but not checked in, you never know what you're gonna find like participating on this net. Very good. a good picture, and a good groaner. Thanks for that, Bob. Okay, this Bill, K6KRQ, Wednesday SSTV Net. We're going to go to Carol this time and see if Carol has something queued up, ready for us, and coming our way. It's on you, Carol.
Okay, just 1 minute. KP4MD, I'm queuing it right up. KP4MD, this is going to be PD120.
right, I've got a couple of guesses of my own, but I'm going to hold off on them. Let's go to Ken, KF6 AGM. First comment on this photo. Go ahead, Ken.
Hey, it's obviously looks like a travel related. From what I'm seeing of the picture, one of the skyscrapers looks like it might be tilted. I think there's only one place in the world that has that, and that would be Dubai. Back to you, Bill and Annette.
All right, very good. Good guess. Let's go to George, N6YG. Go ahead, George.
Of course you'd send it to me. I don't recognize this skyline. I know where Carol's been recently, but this doesn't look like it, so I am not even going to bother taking a guess. I'm going to send it back to Annette. I'm curious. We'll hear what she has to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of perplexed, too. Let's see what Bob has to say. Bob's N6PGQ. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I don't recognize any of the buildings there. So, it could be anywhere. Unfortunately, the IDer got us right in the middle of the picture, and there's a few pixel pops, but interesting sight. Be interesting to know where it is in 6PGQ.
Thanks, Bob. Yeah, this is a stumper. I mean, I don't recognize any of the pictures. The skyscrapers and skyline looks rather modern. You know, when it got to the end, I was thinking, is that the UN building down at the lower left and the East River in the front? But I don't think so. So I'm stumped. Like I said, they look rather modern. Let's go to Carol and clear up the mystery. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, this is KP4MD. Yes, this actually, I don't recognize a lot of these buildings either, but I actually took this picture on my approach to LaGuardia Airport, New York City last week, and yes, that is the United Nations building in the lower left of the corner, and the East River in the foreground. There's just so many new skyscrapers there that it's really changed the skyline. In the distance there, you could see beyond the Hudson River. You're looking into New Jersey. So, yep, that's what it is. It's Midtown Manhattan. Tremendous, a lot of construction been going on there. KP4MD.
Yeah, I have not been to New York City, but I mean, you know, of course, in movies and TV, you see a lot of it. But yeah, this is like a real stumper. I'm surprised I even recognized the UN building. I don't even know if that's what it looked like originally now. But anyway, good picture, good stumper, very good. I kind of like that when we get ones that make us scratch our head. So, that said, let me reset. So I'm at the bottom of the hour. This is Bill K6KRQ, Wednesday Slow Scan TV Net, and being at the bottom of the hour, I am just going to, just for grins, see if anybody might have come along late and would like to participate. If so, please come now.
N6TG.
Aha, there's Joel right there. And Joel, you came along just in time. If you're ready to transmit, you can. If you want a few minutes, I'll go first.
You go first, and I recognize Billionaires Row in that last picture. I'm on YouTube. I didn't receive it. So that tall, thin one that's white on the right actually has a fair amount of publicity and videos about it because it's an incredibly thin, tall building. I believe it's all condos or residential living, and it's had a heck of a time, and I think it's the landlord's actually getting sued because of unresolved issues by the tenants or the owners. But yeah, there's a bunch of new ultra-thin, ultra-tall buildings on Billionaires Row facing Central Park, I believe, which is off-screen to the right, I believe.
Thanks for that insight. That was Cosmopolitan Joel, AI6DG. So that's interesting. That tall, thin one on the right is interesting. All right, I'm going to go ahead and while Joel gets his stuff together, I'm going to send one to you all. Give me just a couple of seconds. Okay, this is going to be PD50. what I see on YouTube, that one looks like it got hit by quite a few pixel pops. Anyway, let's go to the top. Let's go to Ken, KF6 AGM. Go ahead, Ken.
I'm guessing it's some kind of ship, like a battleship, Navy, Marines. I've gotten several pixel pops on this. Looks like a bunch of people walking around. I'm thinking it's probably might be San Diego or Hawaii. That's internet.
Thank you, Ken. Kinda, sorta. Let's go to George, N6YG.
This picture gives me PTSD. I'm almost positive it's an aircraft carrier. Reminds me of when I was 12 years old. I don't know if I told this story on this net. The USS Enterprise went into Port Hueneme, and I took my boat out and decided to go visit it. I had a little Glastron powerboat. I was young. I was 13 years old, I think. There was a lot of rules I didn't know about at that age, like you weren't allowed anywhere near military vessels. So we pulled up next to this thing, cruising up on plane. It didn't take long before we were intercepted by a bunch of other military vessels with .50 caliber machine guns on their bows. Got our attention real quick, and they towed us in and had our parents come pick us up. And they were very impressed. So it was an interesting day. But I learned a lesson. You're not allowed that close to a military vessel.
That was one I haven't heard from you before. Interesting. I've been to Port Hueneme a few times. It's one of, or the headquarters for the Seabees. It's a pretty neat place. Anyway, let's go to Bob, N6PGQ. What do you have to say, Bob?
Well, I agree with George that it's definitely an aircraft carrier since the bridge is on the side of the ship instead of in the middle. You can see the radar unit, some high band antennas, and radar, very, very high frequency dish antenna, microwave antenna, and a bunch of cars in the front. And they're not real new, so I'm guessing, late 80s or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what this is and where it is in N6PGQ.
Good observations there, but it remains to be seen. Let's go to Carol and see what Carol has to say.
Yeah, this is KP4MD. I guess I really should know more about this stuff, having been in the Navy. But I have been aboard an actual warship that was docked over there, Roosevelt Roads Naval Station, when I was in the service. I really have no idea what kind of ship this is, but it looks like it got a lot of people walking alongside it, and probably, I'm guessing maybe a museum ship, because you got cars parked right up against it, right up to it there. Back over to you, KP4MD.
All right, very good. I did not know that about you. Interesting. Thanks for that. And let's go to Joel. Maybe Joel has another guess. Maybe seen in all his travels, Joel's AI6DG. Go ahead, Joel.
Isn't there a display ship down in Alameda? Is that the Hornet? Is Hornet an aircraft carrier? Or is it a ship that was for that event they have down in the Bay Area once a year? I forget what it's called, where they've got all kind of naval and other military exhibits around the bay. I went down there once or twice, and that's really an impressive show with all the planes flying around and the boats coming in under the Golden Gate. Very impressive. The one year I was there, they had a B1 or B2 fly through, and what was most impressive to me was not how large it was, but how quiet it was. You would basically didn't hear it. It just went by, and only the bare swoosh as it went by, not the roar that I usually associate with military. Yep, that's it. Back to net, the N6NA.
Well, I am impressed. Joel is right. This is the USS Hornet in San Francisco. I think it's on the San Francisco side. I don't remember. To address Bob's point, I took this, I think it's 2006. So that's why you see the older cars there. So I don't know what it's like now there, but it was pretty neat. You could go around and walk on a lot of parts of it. It's pretty good. And the event you're talking about, Joel, is called Fleet Week. They have one up here, and they have one down in San Diego, too. So they have another carrier in San Diego, the Midway. I've not been to that. But this Hornet is the one that picked up, that recovered Apollo 11 on its splashdown, not the Hornet that launched the B-25s on the first attack on Tokyo in World War II. I think that was scrapped a long time ago. But so anyway, good job there, Joel. That was impressive. So that being said, I'm gonna let it reset. So Joel, if you are ready, we are ready for you, and you may proceed.
PD 120.
Good picture and good times. Let's go to Ken first, KF6 AGM, and see what he has to say about this photo.
I see a lot of pixel pops in the photo, but yeah, it does look like there's groups of people, a couple of tables with lots of people there. I don't think it could be, a little bit Christmas related there, but it looks like they're busy talking and enjoying the food there. Back to you, Bill, and Annette.
All right, thank you, Ken. Let's go to George. I know he knows what this is. Go ahead, George.
I see you in that picture, and I'm wondering, maybe this must have been taken before I got there, but I see food on the table, so it must have been afterwards. I saw a bunch of these pictures, and yeah, of course, this is the North Hills holiday meeting at was it Bradshaw? So yeah, I was just there. So lots of fun. Oh, and I got a few pixel pops on this, mostly in the dark.
You were there. I think Joel's just standing right behind you, taking the picture, because you were sitting right in front of me there on the far left. Let's go to Bob to see how he got it. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, quite a few pixel pops, but I recognize the place. I wasn't there, so it looks like everybody was having a really good time. And can't say much else about it. A few pixel pops, but nothing's too distracting from the picture. N6 PGQ.
And let's see what Carol has to say. Carol's sitting over on the far right by Alan there, on the far right side. Go ahead, Carol. Tell us what you think, what you thought about the party.
Well, this KP4MD, it was a great party, and yeah, I recognize most people in there. I see our net control in the lower left-hand corner. There's the picture. Yep, I see myself. I see Alan. I recognize most people in this picture. And it's, yeah, it's a little low resolution, as you said, but it came through very well. The pixel pops, I'd have to say about 2 or 3 dozen throughout the picture. That was a question of the, I guess, what pave pause. Anyway, the colors are nice and brilliant and bright in this picture. Back over to you, KP4MD. Over.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, the colors came out good in this one, Joel. Notice, I guess, for Bob, notice how, I guess you've been to this place. This room is far smaller than that one in Rancho Cordova. You know, Joel, I think we're going to have to consider another venue for next year. We packed this place again like last year. But that being said, this is K6KRQ. I'm going to turn it over to Joel to talk about his picture and some thoughts on the event. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, I don't know if George had was not. He might have just been sitting underneath me out of view, or he might not have been there. But he was Jeff. I think pretty sure he was still there at the time. And yeah, we definitely have outgrown that room. I don't know if the one in Sunrise is suitable, but definitely something to consider where we're going to have this next year. We came pretty close to fitting everyone in the room, but we had a few lonely souls sitting outside in the booths, just outside the door over there on the right. But yeah, excellent turnout. Thanks everyone for showing up and coming. And for those that didn't, you're welcome next year. Oh, I should have tried to do it on Zoom. Darn it. Forgot about trying to do that. Too many other things going on. End of a year, end of one year, start of another. Looking forward to how things turn out. Back to Net AI6TG.
Thank you, Joel. I think it'll be a good one. I'm still relatively new, so this new year I know far more people in our community than I did a year ago. So I'm looking forward to it, and I've had a great time so far. So that said, it is about 9 minutes of the hour. We got a little time before the top. I can close it, or if somebody has another picture they'd like to send before we close it up, let me know right now.
An R6H.
Hey, Hey, it's Anders. I don't know if I can see you on this photo that Joel sent. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Had a fun night last night for sure. Good to see everybody. And I just happened to turn on my N6NA, that's a hard word to say, and saw one of my favorite places. So I would like to share another picture from that place.
Well, excellent. This is a pleasant surprise. Well, go right ahead. The floor is yours.
So I'm rusty on this. I haven't done it in a while, so make sure I have tone.
You're good. Go ahead.
Alrighty, here we go.
Very good. I got that one here real good. For somebody that's rusty, you seem like an old hand. What's odd about this Martin 1 transmission sounded a lot screechier than a Martin 1 that George sent earlier. The guys and gals have heard me before call these conversation starters. This is definitely one. We're going to bring it to the top for comments. We're going to go to Ken, KF6AGM. First off, go ahead, Ken.
There's a few pixel pops. I'm very intrigued with the way that the identifier call sign is on there on a slant, like vertical. I'm very impressed with that. Looks like it's some kind of rack-mounted radio equipment. That's about all that I can say about it, about GPO and the net.
All right, thank you, Ken. I meant to say also a lot of you guys and gals are like quite experienced in this field, so I'm interested on your guesses or observations before we get to Anders telling us about it. So next is going to be George. I'm positive this has piqued his interest. Go ahead, George.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it for everyone, other than to say that the picture came over absolutely fantastic. I hardly have any pixel pops. I'm just disappointed. There's no Nixie tubes in this, so I'm going to send it back to Net, N6YG.
All right, I'm going to take that you know what it is or have at least a good idea, and I would expect no less. Let's see what Bob, N6PGQ, has to say. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, we've got some rack-mounted military gear here. I don't know what models they are. I can't read the signs on them. Somebody's downloaded this because there's the left page arrow over there on the left side. But good quality, came through real quickly. Very, very few pixel pops. Be interested to know where this collection is in 6PGQ.
All right, very good. Thank you, Bob. You know, I noticed oh, there it goes. It's straightened out on YouTube, so skip what I was going to say. Let's go to Carol. Let's see if it's something Carol's seen before. Carol's KP4MD. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, this is KP4MD. Yeah, I did a slant adjustment on it, but I realized then it wasn't actually slanted like that. I'm guessing because I'm seeing what looks like a small round CRT tube with a cover in the center of the top one and the bottom one. The equipment that I used to see with that sort of thing were terminal units that we use for radio teletype. So I'm just going to guess maybe it's something like that because they would use those to display the crosshatch for the mark and space tones on radio teletype. I might be completely off. But back to you, it's KP4MD.
Thanks, Carol. That's far more than I can posit about it. Joel's always got good insight, too. Let's see what Joel has to say about it. Go ahead, Joel.
Okay, so we're looking at a rack with probably three items in it. Each of them's probably about 4U tall, assuming it's a standard rack, which it looks like it could is. There are different sizes of racks. They're not all 19-inch. I think a lot of telecom stuff's 23-inch right stuff. So it's not transmit-receive pairs, so I don't know why we would have one at top, one at bottom that are identical, and then something different in the middle. But it's definitely military. And I agree with Carol. One of the things that occurs to me is that the CRT might be for viewing the constellation of RIDI, which would be definitely any military a vessel would be prepared to receive and transmit RIDI. So the question then to me is to confirm that and what the thing in the middle is. Back to net AI6TG.
All right, Joel, thank you. Once again, good insight. All right, we're going to go, I'm going to ask you, Anders. I'm curious. I have no idea what it is, what it is, where it is, and what interested you about it to share it with us. So go ahead and take it away, Anders.
Well, the picture I saw earlier came from Oakland, where you had a picture from the USS Hornet. And it is a really, really cool day trip to do and go down there and walk around on that ship. I would really recommend everybody to do that. It is super cool just to see, and they have done a lot of work on that ship probably since you were there. You have access to pretty much everywhere on it. You can walk around. You can see stuff everywhere. They have a little exhibitions of what was going on, and the docents there are fantastic. They tell you everything you want to know. So obviously, when I was there, and I've been there a couple of times, when I was there, I obviously asked for where's the radio gear, right? So and they have there's a USS Hornet club, amateur radio club on the ship somewhere. I have not seen that room. But what I did see, and this was one of the docents took me and said, yeah, I'm not really sure where the radio gear is, but let's go look for it. And he spent a good hour with me and my son climbing around on the ship, up and down small ladders, opening up rooms that weren't really for the public, and we were climbing around everywhere looking for stuff. Rick? So this picture comes from the deep bowels somewhere in the ship where we found the RIDI, one of the RIDI, I think there are more than one actually on that ship, but one of those rooms were full of gear, and this is a stack of RIDI stuff. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I can tell you that the top unit there, the nameplate on the left says CV, that's Charlie Victor 89 Alpha /URA 8 Alpha. So it says it's a frequency shift converter. So that's what the top device is. The middle device is a Charlie Mike 22A, UARA-8A. That's a comparator. And then the bottom one is again a CV89A frequency shift converter. So it's a frequency shift converter on the top and the bottom, and a comparator in the middle. And it says TTY and RIDI here and there on the nameplates here, on the front plates of them. So it definitely has to do with RIDI, and that's what this is. So USS Hornet, I really recommend it. Go there, check it out.
This is K6KRQ. That is pretty neat. I definitely inspired to go back. Like I said, it's been about 20 years. Your net host is going to hand out a couple of high fives to Carol and Joel for the RIDI observations. And I probably got to give a high five to George Tombien also, because I'll bet you he had a real good idea if did not know what it was. So anyway, thank you for that, Anders. Like I said, it was a pleasant surprise to have you come along. Before I close tonight's net, does anybody have any comments, questions, or other burning desires before I close the net and George maybe sends us a closer? That's our friend Jim, KM6DVT in Grass Valley. I'm going to call that a burning desire he just sent. It's good to have you with us, Jim. If you can hear me okay, I'm sorry I have not answered your email yet, but I will. Anyway, even though it is late, I'm going to put it out to everybody that would like to make a comment. I got it good enough to comment on, but I'll let any of you go first. So if you'd like to comment, come now.
N6PGQ.
Go ahead, Bob.
Well, there must have been a nuclear explosion or something like that, because we have this giant feline that's attacking a Union Pacific rotary snowplow. Actually, it's a nice model with a cat sniffing the thing. The Union Pacific snow plows, from what I understand, were never as good as the Southern Pacific ones. In fact, when Union Pacific took over Southern Pacific, they parked theirs and use the Southern Pacific snowblower. But that's kind of a neat model. I like that. And the cat better watch its nose if that thing actually twirls around like the original ones do. N6 PGQ.
All right, Bob, thank you. Hey, like I say, this net's got some conversation starters and some interesting stories and histories. Good observation. I was thinking it was a snowblower, too. Anybody else? All right, well, obviously this is from Jim's, model railroad setup in the backyard. I was going to guess that was a snowblower. Good story there, Bob, on that. And it looks like a little shunt logo on the back of it. But let's see how Jim's phone transmission is and see if he can tell us a little bit about his picture. If you're with us there still, Jim, go ahead. And it looks like a little shunt logo on the back of it. But let's see how Jim's phone transmission is. See if he can tell us a little bit about his picture. If you're with us there still, Jim, go ahead. Well, that was mysterious. I just heard myself talking, so maybe that clears up a little bit more of that mystery. But if you can hear us, Jim, we could not hear you, so be looking for an email from me tomorrow. All right, that said, any other comments or questions, burning desires before I close it and turn it over to George's final? If he has one.
Yeah, I have one queued up.
All right, excellent. You are so dependable. All right, I want to thank all who participated in tonight's SSTV Net. This was a pretty good one, guys and gal. I enjoyed doing it, and this one was a good one. We hope to see you again. I guess I'll do it next Wednesday. I don't know if I'll do it next Wednesday because it's Christmas Eve, and sometimes we got stuff going on. I'll ask Carol about it sometime in the next week. So anyway, I'm going to close the net officially at 10:09 p.m. Once again, thank you. This is Bill, K6KRQ, wishing all of you a good evening and a Merry Christmas if we don't talk before then. 73.
Hey, Bill, I won't be on next week, so that might make some difference. We have family activities Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, N6 PGQ.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, and that's why I brought that up. So I might too. Is that going to be okay with you, Carol, if we forego next week's net?
Yeah, it's okay by me. I might poke around, though. I might send Sandra a picture just in case. Thank you, and a very Merry Christmas to everyone. And we'll be standing by here for George's pictures. KP for MD.
I might be around on Christmas Eve. I might send out a Christmas Eve picture. We'll have to see. The Santa Claus net. Maybe the kids need to know where Santa Claus is at. We'll send out a radar image, right? Are you ready to send a picture, or you can close the net first?
Oh, I already closed, and then that was when I was talking to Bob and Carol after that. So I thought what you just said was a prelude to your picture. So go ahead and send it, and go ahead. It's all yours.
My bad. All right, N6YG. Here we go.